Lamar Jackson. And in the end, that made the difference, along with the one-year deal that allows him to step into a defense that's loaded, a secondary that's loaded. He can thrive there if he stays healthy, and then he would become a free agent after the season as we get alerts here.
You got an ESPN alert. Was that your own alert
Probably.
right there that came through? It very well could have been.
Yes, NFL Live is now on the air. Alert.
We need those alerts out there. All right, the Ravens secondary struggled last season. On passes 15-plus yards downfield, they allowed the fourth highest QBR and ranked bottom 10 in completion percentage and passing touchdowns allowed. Last season, Jaire Alexander defended a pass on 23% of his targets as nearest defender. That was the 7th highest rate among players who were targeted at least 30 times. Now, what a way to start the show. We just heard from Shefty. He's here. Field Yates is in the house. And we got Louis Riddick with us for the hour as well. Field, I'll start with you. Was cornerback a position of need in Baltimore? You heard Shefty referencing he's joining a team that's pretty stacked across the board.
Yeah, not a frontline need in terms of starting a game tomorrow, needing him on the field for the very first snap, Laura, but this is a team that last year struggled to defend the pass, as you noted, and Jaire Alexander, the best part of this deal, in my opinion, is the fact that it is a one-year deal. This is a motivated player who, over the past 4 seasons, has been just as likely to be on the field as he is off the field. So Jaire Alexander has a chance to play for a team that has Super Bowl aspirations, does not need to be a starter because the Ravens feel really good about their starting trio of Nate Wiggins, their first-round pick last year, of course, Marlon Humphrey, and also Chidobe Awuzie, who they signed this offseason after he was released by the Titans. But the kind of move that the Baltimore Ravens can make in June, that can sort of be like a finishing ingredient for a team that feels like it has the recipe to be a Super Bowl champion this year, Louis.
Yeah, it's just it's a really good fit. And where they've struggled in particular in 2024 was on the perimeter in the secondary. This is where they were really suspect. This is where teams attacked them. And the fact is, Jaire primarily is an outside lane player. Now what you can do with Marlon Humphrey is put him in the slot at the star, at the nickel position where he's most comfortable, where he's most deadly. You can keep Kyle Hamilton in the middle of the field with Malachi Starks. And now Jaire and Nate and Chidobe and anyone else who wants to go ahead and buy for playtime can buy for playtime on the outside. Now with Jaire, listen, this is a guy from a scheme fit perspective is very, very comfortable playing all the different coverage disciplines, cover 2, cover 4, all the split safety stuff, because he did that in Green Bay. He did that at a high level with lots of instinct, lots of ball vision, real quick closing quickness, real good ball skills. These are all the things that Zach Orr wants in their version of the split safety defenses that they run there in Baltimore. So look, there's a reason why Lamar said go out and get him. There's a reason why they were already talking to him anyway. It just made sense. Now Jaire just needs to stay on the field. He's only played 14 games over the past 2 years. He's had shoulder and knee issues. He's got to stay on the field. He stays on the field, he'll get everything he wants. Baltimore will get everything they want.
Yeah, that is the key point right there. Both parties can get exactly what they want, obviously, as long as Jaire Alexander is on the field. And I love this deal because, one, they obviously didn't overpay him. They got him for, this is pretty much nothing. In the NFL, this is essentially a free deal at this point, okay? I mean, like, this is nothing. So that's amazing. It is a one-year deal, so you're not back in the corner. You didn't have to give him a lot of money, multi-year, none of that type of stuff. It's a one-year deal. It's like, let's go. Let's see what you got. He obviously has dealt with injuries recently, and so that is a problem. But you're not relying on him in that regard. You're not like, oh my God, this is a massive hole that we have to fill, and now we just took a gamble on a player who we're not even sure if he's going to be able to last an entire season. It's really kind of like, hey, if he stays healthy and he's on the field, this is going to be awesome. And we had to pay nothing for him, essentially. It's just the definition of a home run, of a grand slam. And if he gets banged up, if he gets injured, or if just for whatever reason it's just not working quite well, look, it doesn't matter. Because this wasn't like this massive, like, oh my God, now we are really so backed up against the wall. He's injured, it's not working. We gave him a bunch of money and it's a 2-year deal, 3-year deal. Like, none of that. There's essentially zero risk. It's just like, hey, let's add a great player who's been banged up, who's kind of overstayed his welcome with his previous team. Yeah, let's take him. Let's see what we got. We have a great team. We have a great roster. We're great offensively and defensively. We can bring someone like this into our locker room and get after it. I mean, it's just a win-win situation and a zero risk. Like, that's what's so fascinating too. It's zero risk for the Baltimore Ravens. And Jaire Alexander could have gotten more money from a different team, like the Carolina Panthers and whatnot. But obviously, going to Baltimore, he has a real chance to win a Super Bowl. He has a real chance to do something special defensively in games that actually matter. And obviously, reuniting with Lamar Jackson isn't going to hurt either. So I think that's a great place for him to be in, especially if you're a defensive player going into a team that has, obviously I know Lamar Jackson, that offense is fire as well, but definitely is more of a physical, hard-nosed defensive culture in Baltimore, which I feel as though Jaire will feel very much at home in that regard, and which he necessarily didn't have in Green Bay. So I think it's great. And he's also a cold, the benefit too is he's also already a cold weather player. He's already obviously been in some tough, physical, brutal games. And so it's not like he's been this great player, but kind of injury prone, but he's been in down south. He's been with Miami Dolphins or Carolina all these years. And you're like, well, I don't know. He hasn't really been in many big games, and he hasn't played a lot of tough opponents, and a lot of the games never really mattered, and he's been in a dome his whole career. Like, you don't have to deal with any of that. Like, there's no other any of these other extra variables that you kind of have to think about a little bit, where you're like, well, I don't know. Will this fit? Will this work? I know on paper it seems good, but like, what else am I missing here? And I don't think you'd be missing anything in this situation. So I think it's a no-brainer, quite frankly. And I was thinking which legitimate contender was going to be able to scoop up someone like him. And it ended up being the Baltimore Ravens. So kudos to them, quite frankly. I think it's the right move. It's a smart move. And it's a move that continues to signal, like, we are going for it, and we're not going to leave any stone unturned. We are going to get after it. We are going to do everything we can. We know we need to improve in every aspect to truly put us over this hump, and to even though we haven't won yet, but to be the team that they have to chase. And that is what it feels that the Ravens are doing currently. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Baltimore Ravens and signing Jaire Alexander? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of, and I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.